Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour. Oh, happy Wednesday and welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour. This is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
This is Cortina Peters, aka the girlfriend therapist.
And Louisa.
You look like she dropped out.
No, I still see her. Oh, you know what? I think she is. Look at here. Look at here.
He's double.
I know.
I don't know what happened, but thank you. I was like, where's the screen? I am Louisa Harrell, the Blue Phoenix.
Look, this is what happened. You know what? Things happen when you record live, and that's one of those things that happens. So we, our guest or our other co-host, Tessina, is not in at the moment. She might be off today because she's still out and about, but, we miss her. And so she'll be available next week. So, Louisa, what are we drinking tonight? Or what's the drink for tonight?
We're drinking something simple. Because I woke up this morning in pain and I was like, oh gosh, I need a shot of something. So we're going to have vodka and cranberry juice.
Okay. Look here, and I'm going to tell you, I'm having is some wine. So I'm not wine. I'm having some beer.
Okay.
That's it. The day's been not easy. What do you mean you were in pain?
Well, I'm not many know that I was bit by a dog in December while at work. So, oh, dang, y'all didn't even know that. Okay, so while I was at work, I was bit by a dog. And so I haven't worked since December 15th. And I've been going back and forth, different doctor's appointments and everything. And so I'm scheduled, I have to get a sonogram done on my leg now. And they gave me a tetanus shot yesterday, which they should have been gave me a tetanus shot. But the doctor that I've met with yesterday was like, no, we're going to give you this. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm sore from that. And then the woman time happened in the middle of the night, and it felt like somebody jumped me. So I was just,
Lord.
I was like, what the heck is that?
Wow.
That is all kind of crazy. Like,
now, what happened?
Huh?
How did you get bit by a dog, though?
Oh, well, I can't really give too much detail because now there's a lawyer involved. But basically, the dog wasn't out there when I went in the yard, and then he was let out.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds
intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, I didn't want to say that, but
that's what it felt. It felt that way.
Oh my gosh! So how are you feeling overall now? I mean, ever since that incident, does that that would give me some anxiety?
Well, the great thing is that I didn't have any, I don't have any weirdness when it comes to dogs. I'm still okay with dogs, and I thought I would, which is really, because I love animals, and so I thought I would be a little anxious, but then I'm not even sure if I'm ready to go back to work. So that I think maybe that's the part of it. Maybe that's what the anxiety is, if I'm ready to go back to work and deal with that. But with dogs, I've seen plenty of them, since then, I'm good, but I think it is a little bit,
Well, that's, I'm sorry that happened to you. Seriously.
Thank you. And I have never ever been bit by a dog. So that was my first time, and then it was on my calf. So.
Look, I got to turn my iPad off because Siri over here tripping. She talking about no need to apologize. Like, what? I have about had my fill with electronics and technology today in one day.
Funny.
Oh yeah, Kendra said dog bites are quite traumatic. Hey ladies, hey Kendra.
Hi Kendra.
Back. Yeah. So I definitely want to get into. Well, let me back up because every Wednesday we do, we shout out women for our WCWs, and this week is the same thing. Do you all have WCWs for this week?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we're going to start with you.
So this, so I said before that I was doing authors this month. Of course, we have two beautiful authors on the panel right now, Dr. G and the girlfriend therapist. But I want to shout out a newer author named Angel Diggs. She's an author of, I think, two cookbooks. One is for the diabetics.
Oh,
She has a meditation book set, and I think she has a CD with music on it that goes. But I can't remember, but I know she has meditation book sets, and also she's working on a book about her life. And she is one. Oh, I've known her since sixth grade, and she's such a wonderful woman. And to see her go through for her transformation of healing and to come out and blossom and start writing and actually get her books out there is really, really cool. So I'm shouting out Angel Diggs today on her new books.
Okay, all right.
good.
Well, I guess I'll start with mine next. Mine is a very young lady who I'm actually super proud of and deserves some recognition about her most recent piece that she did on colorism. So it made me very proud. So I'm going to
Oh,
shout out today Morgan Peters, which is
Morgan.
AKA the girlfriend therapist's daughter. Um, no, so really, honestly, she wrote a piece about colorism from the point of a teenager, and it was such an empowering piece that it has made its way and circulated around in several areas.
Okay. We're gonna wait for Dr. Pam to
Oh,
come back.
see, the internet. That's what's going on now. The internet.
Called swiping. That's what it's called. Swiping left on the daggone thing. So as I was
Oh
saying,
no.
I nicely swiped myself right off the daggone screen
Oh
of
no.
the out of the studio. No, so she wrote this piece on colorism, and I am her editor. So when I was reading it, I was very moved. And this was also her first piece, let me tell you, that almost had zero errors. I was super proud that the editing
Oh,
was very easy for her. But I'm just saying that I was super moved because not only did she write this piece, she included opinions and experiences from two other young women
Mhm.
who were different tones of skin. So that coming from a 15-year-old is something that should be rewarded. So
that's really great.
shout out to Morgan Peters on writing such a moving piece from a teen point of view of young girls in high school dealing with colorism. And I say that because we like to think that it does not exist, or how we interact as adults does not impact our children, but it does. And these are conversations that we need to be very present about, so that our young ladies who have all shades of skin love the skin that they're in and not feel as if they are different because of that. So
Mhm.
shout out Morgan Peters. I'm super proud of you. Auntie Pam is super proud of you.
Yay.
So what
Well,
about you,
well,
Cortina?
Mama Peters.
Well, in the spirit, I guess all this month, I'm gonna shout out um I guess wedding people. People who do stuff like that.
Event
Um
planners.
so there is a event coordinating company, and the woman who owns it, her name is Miss Keisha, and she is the one who actually created. You saw the party that I did for D for his 44th birthday, with the cognac and cigars things and everything like that. And so, like, all of her creations are absolutely fabulous and amazing. And she comes up, like, she creates the design. It's not like she goes and buys it. Like, she actually has, like, it's not a factory, it's a shop where her and her husband actually create the molds and the things that they're going to be using. And so I just want to shout out Miss Keisha, and all of the amazing work that she does. And she's so super quick, and she goes above and beyond to make sure that whatever it is that you want looks exactly how it is that you want it to look. And so she's local here in Central Florida, but she does travel. So if you are looking for someone, I can put that information in the chat for you so that you can find her. If you are in the area and looking for a party, if you have any special event coming up, she does absolutely fabulous events. And so I just want to give her a shout out.
Okay.
Oh, that's really cool.
All right.
And she did a great job on his party. That was
Oh, it was
really
so
nice.
nice. It was really, really nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's get this conversation started because I have to share how jacked up of a day that I had. I tell you what, the internet is real funny. So I woke up this morning, and one of the things that I always do so I can manage my social media is I set up all of my posts to come out. So my posts, even right now, are set up for from now to the end of the year. And one of the things that I use different platforms. So I use, what is it, Plan Lowly or something like that, for one of mine, and all of my Instagram posts shoot from there. So just so you know that if you are all in my inbox and I don't respond immediately, and I might look like I'm online because I'm posting, I'm not always online posting. It's automatically set up. But the interesting thing today was that I have another one that I use for Twitter. So that way, whatever I post will go to Twitter, and it's called IFTTT or IF3Ts or whatever it's called. So that I looked today, and I got an email this morning, and I'm going to share my TikTok with you all. And then I'll actually share the TikTok from the young lady who had originally posted it, which made me go and check the security settings on my Facebook. Now, this is streaming on Facebook. It's also streaming on YouTube. So I don't know if we're going to get kicked off because I'm sharing sharing my issues that I'm having with Facebook right now. So I had posted this video. Let me see which one this is. This is my TikTok video, and I'm gonna have to share this because I definitely want to have a conversation with you ladies about my experience.
So I like the easeability of using different platforms so that I can not just post on one, but have it go to other platforms. And this morning I am checking emails, and I'm told that my Instagram is offline. So I'm like, okay, let me go and fix it. All right, so what needs to be done? My account is offline. Let me reconnect. All right, let's see here. All right, what's this? So I get an error code. Your account is connected to Facebook account, and your Facebook account's future off Facebook activity is currently turned off. Of course it is. So if you all have not seen, I'm going to share the video with you all to show that Facebook actually monitors everything that you do.
Okay, for you who have not checked out this recent update from Facebook, go to your settings. Go to your settings and privacy. Go to your settings. Once you go to your settings, go down to where you see the off Facebook activity and click on that and pay attention to this. This Facebook is monitoring everything you do. Okay, but you can manage it.
I'm a little bit frustrated because now knowing.
So I shared that. I had said some other things about how frustrating it is. So that was just the one with the IFTT that I used. So here's the kicker of how my morning got even worse. So when 12 o'clock, my post's supposed to always, be released. But I got this quick email or notification on my Mac that said your Plan Lowly couldn't be, or your post couldn't be released. So I clicked on it, and sure enough, it told me because it was disconnected from Facebook that I was not able to have my post released unless I turned it back on for it to be monitored. I have such issues with this. So ladies, I have to have your opinion on what you think about how far the privacy goes with the Facebook app.
Well, I saw that today when I was driving home. Well, no, I was not watching that and driving. When I was at a red light, I saw it. And I was like, oh, wow. And the fact that there's not like a, what do you call it? A warning that this is going to be taking place. When they do those updates, they kind of just slide it in there. And in my mind, what came to me was, I wonder how many other things. Now, I know Big Brother is out there. We're being watched and monitored, and they have CCTV and all of that. Okay. But I feel as though it's super invasive, because what's the point in knowing everything that I'm tracking? Like Facebook, like you said in your video, that's not your business. Like, why do you want to know what other platforms and apps and everything else that I am working on and accessing? I think that is a bit more intrusive than just what we are used to, where individuals are just not individuals. The system is just watching us. And so that's a little bit makes you raise your eyebrow about what else do they know about you, right?
Yeah. But I knew that. So first of all, I always say that there's no privacy on the internet whatsoever.
None
But
whatsoever.
but what I take issue with is that, because I choose not to have any activity that I am doing on my phone or on my, it's beyond the phone. So anything that you do on the internet where you have that Facebook app up, or you are on Facebook, even on the line, it doesn't have to come through the app. It is tracking everything that you do. That is problematic. And so when I shut it off, it wasn't as if, because I know there's a lot of, there is a lot of, what do you call it? There's a lot of apps that ask you, hey, track. And I always say, no, do not track.
I say no
But
as
the
well.
fact that, yeah. So here's the kicker that I have the bigger issue with. I have the bigger issue that these are not apps on my phone. These are websites that I'm using that I choose not to have on my phone, that are being blocked now and won't work for me, because I won't give Facebook access to the activity that I am doing. That's a problem. I should be able to monitor what is accessed from my banking to whatever I do. And so it's saying that nothing is really secure. So Facebook, and what did I say in my video? I said, Facebook is in bed with a lot of people, but you're not going to be in bed with me. And I'm sorry, but not sorry.
And
Because it is such an issue. Go ahead.
It is. And with it being the metaverse now, or transitioning into the metaverse, I think that's what it is. They already have access to, like you said, just about everything. And a lot of that has to do with marketing. So they're getting paid. Everything we look up, next thing you know, you scroll Facebook or Instagram and it's an ad there. So a lot of that has to do with marketing. But with the metaverse, they're trying to basically have you live online. And so, like, they should have no access to your banking, but yet they want access to your banking. And they're going to have all that on the metaverse. It's a lot. It's crazy. And I don't appreciate it.
I know. I mean, so I have to, unfortunately, you know what I had to do today? I had to go through, and all of the posts that I have ready to set up and ready to go, I had to copy and paste all of those and set them up as drafts.
Oh.
Which was the rest of the month. I have posts all the way out for the rest of the month. So I do them monthly. So I'll just sit one day and do all of my posts, because I do write all my content. And I just was setting them up. So I literally, everything is tied in. Yeah. So I literally had to copy and paste all of them. And then what I did was I saved the post just in case Instagram didn't carry over, didn't save what I wrote in the draft. But literally today, mine was late because I had to figure out what was going on.
Well, the only good thing I can see from that is like sexual predators online and childhood pornography, because if someone is, if I'm over here on the dark web and like Facebook over here can kind of like pick it up or anything, or like a human trafficking ring, and if Facebook is monitoring everything that you're on, that is probably the only good thing that I think, well, the only silver lining, if there is one. So if we had to pick out something that was not concerning, that would probably be it.
See, I disagree with that. I'm going to tell you why. Because people don't have Facebook, but they're still being monitored. So I should be able to say, I don't want Facebook monitoring this, and I should still be able to utilize the platform for business that I've been using. I shouldn't have to be blocked from using a platform because it's not tied where Facebook can follow my activity with this app. I mean, if Planoly is, I mean, you're planning things. I mean, what harm is some of these planning ones doing that now I cannot use because I'm not allowing Facebook to have access to the activity that I do on my phone, on my Mac, and all of those things. It almost makes me want to just delete all of Facebook off.
Well, I'm not saying that it's a good thing that Facebook makes you do this if you want to share content. I gotta find if there is a good side, something that, okay, if this is going to have to happen, what is something, if we had to identify something positive that could come from it, that could be it. Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're gonna follow and track anyhow. They'll follow your content and all of that, those other things. But why do you have to track things from my personal PayPal, my banking, all of these things, and all of you? So you know what? And here's what I'll do for those people who are like, hey, and you want to see kind of what's going on. This was the entire video where she even walks you through the steps to correct it. Yeah. So this is
okay for you who have not checked out this recent update from Facebook. Go to your settings. Go to your settings and privacy. Go to your settings. Once you go to your settings, go down to where you see the off Facebook activity and click on that and pay attention to this. Facebook is monitoring everything you do. Okay, but you can manage it.
Oh, so it didn't play the whole thing? Okay, so basically, I don't know why it just cut off on me because I don't know, kind of weird and random. But basically, if you go to that app and it shows you where it's at, you can click and you can say unfollow, to shut it off. So I'm going to just finish the steps because I don't know why it just cut off on me. Maybe it's because I edited the video before.
Okay, so you said that people who don't have Facebook are being followed by Facebook?
No, they're being monitored.
Oh, I mean, not followed, I mean monitored. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if you have
depending
an
on the
email,
website,
phone number, if you have an email, phone number, and all of those things, you can be tracked.
Ain't that something?
And some people even try to be off the grid. Like I was at AT&T because I had to get a new phone. And the guy, we was just waiting on when my stuff was uploaded. And he was like, a lady came in there and she asked for some type of phone. He was like, ma'am, we don't even make those anymore. So apparently she lives off the grid. And she was, what did she want? She wanted something. And he said, she was like, no, I don't want you to do that. Why would I pay with a credit card? I have cash. And so I asked him, I said, well, she does know that it doesn't matter. Even if you're trying to live off the grid, you still own it.
Yep. If you have a phone, if you have a phone, it's the same thing.
So she came in, I guess she had a flip phone. And so she was getting like a tracer. Like those track phones. That's what it is. Like little ones used to buy in the department store. They was like real popular back in like 2000.
Yeah.
So like around that time, and you just throw them away and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, if you're on camera, because if you're going one, you already being tracked because you're on the camera. So not unless you in disguise, people can pretty much see where you're going and follow your steps. So
so here's the thing. When I worked for a State Department, we, anyone who needed to do business with State Department had to be vetted. Okay. And so they had a vetting area. And so I did a 90-day rotation down in another area because I spent my whole 14 years pretty much in budget. And I did not know how ingrained this is. So I had access to this system called LexisNexis. And when you were in training, it lets you look yourself up. When I say they had every single email, like every email from my very first email, I didn't even remember what it was until I saw it. Every address, every place I ever lived. And I'm named after my mom. Hell, they had stuff from hers on mine. And I was like, hey, how do you get this cleaned up? Because that's not me. But you can go in, I was able to go in and update it and whatnot. But the government has information. Don't even bother hiding. I'll say that. Don't even bother hiding, because the government has access to everything. I mean, if you have a credit card, if you have a phone, I admire people who can live off the grid. That means you have zero, nothing. And you're paying everything in cash. You've never opened a bank account. You never owned a home, a car, nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
absolutely crazy.
If they own the car, they probably bought it with cash and pay cash to get it fixed. And woo.
Yeah, well, they paid cash to get it fixed, but still, I mean, everything. You literally would have to live off the grid. But yeah, so but here again, my main hang up is like I love that there is internet security, because I think that's important. I have not seen so many people have their Instagram and Facebook accounts stolen like ever before. I mean, I was like, wait a minute, what in the world is really going on here? And and they're reaching out, and they having that, what is it, the little cash thing that's popping up, that is, and then I have to reach out to my friends. I'm like, was your Instagram hacked, or was your Facebook hacked? And a lot of them are saying yes. I've not seen many.
And sometimes they don't know.
Hacked.
Sometimes you don't know until someone tells you. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think, first of all, for security purposes, anything that says dual authentication, do that. Make sure that you have multiple ways set up to be secure online. Just knowing how unsecure, the system is. I mean, just think about how much information Facebook has access to. And I did upload the rest of this video, so I'm going to show you the rest so that you would know how to remove this feature from your phone on Facebook. Warning though, if you remove your activity from Facebook, you will be banned from a whole lot of sites. So just prepare yourself. But here's the rest of the video.
More options. And then you will see where it says manage future activity. Click on that. Manage future activity again and turn it off. As you can see, I looked at, and once you turn it off, you hit turn off. I had Hobby Lobby, PayPal, my bank, everything that I did recently. Facebook has been monitoring it. This is an update.
Yeah. So just hearing that. How many, do you ladies bank online?
Yeah.
You do everything online.
Yeah. Through our app, but yeah, basically online.
I do apps online, everything. I can do my paperwork online for my patients. Everything is electronic.
Yeah, and Kendra, you're right. They have that. Turn 500 to 5,000.
Oh my God!
And that's
so
everything.
Ridiculous. Somebody asked me for my Cash App tab, block and delete. You ain't gonna steal my Facebook.
I have taken my Cash App. I do have Cash App, but it's not linked to anything. I used to have it linked to my bank and all of those other things. It's not linked to anything. Anything that I have, I can't unlink my bank to certain things, but for the most part, I have unlinked. I don't do Venmo. I don't do all those other things. I use PayPal, but I've never had an issue with it. And so, but I don't know, internet security means a lot to me. But when it becomes problematic, when you tell a single entity, Facebook, that you don't want them following your activity, and it blocks you from being able to do something. That is my only issue.
It's like they're having a tantrum. Oh, you don't want me to see it? Well, fine. You can't use this, and this, because everything is linked. And so, like you said, you can't use certain sites because they have the permissions or they have the connections to Facebook. It's crazy. It's like a whole spider web of
Yeah,
connection.
so now I'm going to have to post every day. I'm going to have to manually do my own post every single day, or, put them in draft and then just click to, go to the draft, which is what I have set up right now, and pray that, I don't have to repaste and copy and paste all of the words. But internet security is a really, really big thing. From, like I said, we was talking about people getting their, not their identities, but their websites taken, or their websites hacked, or their social media hacked. Here's the interesting thing about social medias that are being hacked. If you are a business page and your page has been hacked, if you have your business page set up for ads, your banking account information is set up in there. So you have to be mindful about what you have connected to your social media, because now we know, and it's been shown. I actually turned off the follow activity because I had a string of things that was on there. But then as a business owner, I run ads, but that's why I was also smart enough to just, and I'm saying anybody who is not smart, but don't want to have to deal with all of those dual authentications. So if anybody wants access to any of my social media, you're gonna have to go through my phone number. I can see everything. It's connected to more than one email. It's connected to more than one phone number. So that way, even for myself, when I forget my passwords, hello, Cortina, who forgot how to access TikTok. I always am able to get in. So, I don't know. I'm curious, those who are watching, I would love to know if you have any, something brief that you want to share that maybe you didn't even know, or share something that the audience need to know when it comes to internet security.
But so that brings the question, is it security or is it intrusion?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't,
because security is supposed to protect or look out for you, make sure you're okay, but that's not all that's happening.
It might be both.
Yeah.
Because it could be both.
Yeah.
Right?
I will say it is a little bit of both, but free will allows us to put this stuff out there. So is it really intrusive if we know it's not new that big American man is watching? It's nothing new. It's nothing new that Facebook has always been in the know and getting access to everything. So it would be intrusive if we didn't put it out there and they automatically had it. Just like our banking, that's intrusive. Getting access to my PayPal, my banking and all that's intrusive, because I'm not putting that out on the web. I'm working, I'm doing, stuff that I would normally do. I mean, but just like Instacart, DoorDash, all of those things was in my was in mine.
See, what does that have to do with Facebook?
Nothing.
Right. It's crazy.
That's the problem.
You have your bank account connected. I mean, your card's connected to Instacart. Like, oh.
Yeah. And so now just think, Facebook can get hacked. They're not above getting hacked. And yet they have all of this access to you. Now that I consider intrusive, because there are things that I am not putting out there to the masses that I didn't even realize can be stolen. Cortina, why are you looking so inquisitive like that?
I just lost my thought, but I was saying, I forgot I was on mute and I was like saying stuff and nobody was responding to me because I was on mute. But you said something. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like I said, I think it's both, but I feel like they're also kind of like pegging you to have to choose, because if you don't do what we want you to do, you cannot post X, Y, and Z. You cannot have access to this. So it's kind of like, well, dang. If I really want this, I would have to do this. But if I don't want to play by your rules, I'm just going to go somewhere else and do something else.
So it's like an undercover manipulation in a way.
Yeah. Like, dang, I thought it was my ability to select and pick that I don't want you tracking me. But really it's not. Because if I don't allow you to, then you won't allow me to do other stuff that I want to do. So it's like, oh, okay then.
And I mean, for platforms that are, you know, now actually what I plan to do is go and look and see what, you know, are there any planning apps that are not connected to Facebook that I can use at this point? I need to know who Facebook is in bed with, because I need to.
Everybody says Facebook a hoe. Facebook is a hoe with the community D just going in everybody's house.
Yeah, I'm utterly at this crossroads. Do I give them access so that I can make my life easier? But I feel like that's being forced, and it definitely, Kendra, you're right. It is heavy manipulation that because I'm choosing not to allow you to have access anymore, that you basically blackball me as a business owner. Like, what?
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. Now I can't even, you know, I have to make extra time to do other things that would normally be automated. So, you know, so those of you who say that you're going to deactivate the ability for Facebook to track your activities, just be mindful that it could block you from doing a lot of things. And I didn't even know how much it was until I was getting all of these notifications of things that could not take place. And so that's the hardship part. And what I should have done was took a screenshot of what it was tracking. So that way I'm guessing that that's linked to Facebook. So now I guess if I ever have to DoorDash or anything, I might not be able to, because I don't have Facebook tracking my activities.
Oh, that sucks. It's an inconvenience all around. Like, oh man, things are supposed, like you said, do you choose to make things easier for yourself, or do you do things the hard way? And like Instacart and all these different conveniences were good, you know, especially beginning of the pandemic. And now, a lot of people work, don't have time to go to the store, or you can get different stores and get different things from different stores that you may not find at your local store. So that is a very big inconvenience. That really does put you in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I
another
was in Facebook jail last week, so I'm gonna talk trash. Kendra, you was in Facebook jail? Oh my gosh.
A lot of things that they're doing that I don't like is also the censoring, right? And the shadow, all of that. And I don't know who that play, but all of the stuff that they have, especially when, you know, the political and social unrest and everything like that takes place, more individuals who are outspoken about the treatment of Blacks and mention Black Lives Matter, they get more shadow banned than people who are on the other side. Mm-hmm. And so you can say something, like I've seen so many videos on TikTok where people they were put in Facebook jail, their videos got deleted, went against community guidelines, and the same type of content was on someone who does not look like any of us up here, and theirs was still up. So how come it's okay to say certain things? And it's almost like, who really is running it? Like, is it really free speech? No, not really, because it's censored. But they're methodical in who to censor and what to censor. And so I just think that it's like, you know, it's sad.
And even not even the politics of racism. I told somebody I'm gonna beat them up. No, I said I'm gonna fight you, and I put the laughing emojis, and then I put the GIF with the guy that's in the red shirt fighting, and I got in trouble for that.
Oh, you can't even say sex. You know, SEX. So if you see any like sex therapist, they'll spell it like SEC.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
or SACS, like it's spelled differently because they are even like cracking down on you saying sex, right?
Really?
It's so crazy to me. So crazy.
So just for everybody's awareness, this they updated their terms of use, data policy, and the cookies policy. They're saying to reflect the name on January 4th. And so this is when you need to go and look at the privacy policy. And you know what? I can't even lie. I didn't even know there was a cookies policy.
I didn't either. Not the cookies.
Did not know that. Yeah. So I'm always really the type to read. Like I know that Instagram was bought by Facebook back in 2012, and that was before, and they never really made that known. They've never even come out and said it, but it happened so long ago because people don't read the privacy policy and their terms of service. And here again, I'm just on here and looking at the legal and policies. Now, first of all, they've been sued a ton, so they're basically going to cover their ass on here, but they have all their legal policies. Sometimes, when you have a moment, or if you just sitting on the commode, go read that. Just saying, take the time to read a lot of these terms and agreements on some of these websites, because there's a lot of little underlying things, like maybe what happened to me. Because if it's not there, this is why Facebook has been sued a whole lot. Because there are things in their terms and agreement and their legal policies that are not covered in the way that they are doing things. And he went down to the Hill and all of this other stuff, but he also does lobbying and all of these other things with a ton of people in government. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not giving access that I know about, and I'm never going to feel comfortable feeling like I have to, that I'm forced to. And if it means that I cannot operate as a business, there are other ways to skin a cat. Because I think that when those things start to happen, you enable me to the ability to be efficient as a minority owned business. So I'm going to read this terms and agreement policy and their cookies policy, because I'm known to find loopholes, and we're going to have a problem with the fact that it does prevent, small businesses from being able to, manage what they are doing in the content. And as a content creator, you're forced to,
sort of kind of submit to their ways.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, that's how I feel. So what are you ladies going to keep the tracking on for the activities, or do you feel like you're torn and you're not sure or whatnot?
I don't care.
I'm gonna go in there and see what they're tracking. I'm very rebellious. Well, I'm rebellious in a way. So I would be the one to go in there, man, F you, click.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
You've been doing it already.
I did mine, but I think for me, I did mine on the fact that, as a business owner, a lot of the stuff and the activities that it was tracking were monetary things. Mm-hmm. And the fact that even though Facebook owns Instagram so far and thus far, if you do ads of any sort, it comes through Facebook. You can't run ads if you don't have a Facebook connected. And to me, too much stuff is being stolen off of social media right now for them to consistently have access to things that have personal access to me. Phone numbers, addresses, credit cards, banking, all of those things. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. And so if it means that I can't do the things that I want to do right now until I decide maybe it's worth it, or I might feel some comfort after I read all of the terms and agreements, I want to know what their security policies are that's going to protect users. If you're having this much access to every single thing I do on my laptop and on my phone. See, I've always been very strategic too. I don't always do business stuff on my phone because to me, if it gets lost, whatever. So I use my laptop. And now it's like, even that stuff is being tracked, it's being monitored, and I'm being blocked from using some of those things that I'd never put an app on my phone for because I just went through the web. So I'm telling you all, read those privacy statements, read this cookie policy that's out here, that's on their app. Read all of their legal stuff, because the one thing that you want to consistently do is cover your own ass and not have to worry about anything. The second thing I would say is I encourage everybody to do that dual authentication. You worry less about your information being stolen because you have access to, or people have access, but it can be blocked. So if somebody tries to break into your account, and you'll be the first one to kind of get that notification, hey, was this you? If not, you can report that it was not you, and everything else shuts down. And I know that's the way I have mine set up. And I have a social media manager that runs certain pages of mine. And guess what? I know when they log in because I have to approve and say, oh, yes, I know this person is trying to have access to my account, that manages my account, because that's smart. I have it set up for my banking. I have it set up for my credit cards. Hell, I know if my bank account is under $50, if it's over, any deposits that made. Some of my accounts, anytime a card is swiped, I get a text message.
That's smart. So you even got it have it for the email. I have it for mine too. Yeah, the emails. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that says dual authentication, do it. And Facebook offers dual authentication. Instagram offers dual authentication. I'm not sure about TikTok. I play on TikTok right now. It's not anything that I do ads. It's not connected to anything. You also have to keep in mind. So if this is the policy for Instagram and Facebook or whatever else, if you're on Clubhouse, check those terms and agreements on those too. TikTok, check those terms and agreements too. And for those of you who are playing on TikTok, it's based out of China. So look and see what personal information can be, taken from there. So all I'm saying is do your due diligence before you just hop out on here and be online all willy-nilly, and you aren't thoroughly protecting your identity, your banking information, and all of those things, because clearly there's no sense of privacy when it comes to the internet. That's not new. Now, how in-depth it is, where it prevents you from accessing other platforms, that was new to me. But everything else, I really felt like this was a good conversation to have, considering what happened to me today. And that I know that I think somebody, I forgot her name, somebody Jones, the one whose video that I was using had over 1 million views. So imagine if 1 million people disabled that feature. A lot of them didn't realize what they were shutting off. As a business owner, it was immediate to me. I did it yesterday, went to log on today, and things were malfunctioning for me today, where I had to figure out like what the hell is going on. And I was getting all of these notifications that I was no longer connected to Facebook activities. Yeah.
But you know what, that like some apps, yeah, if you think about the apps that are on your phone, they ask you if you want to sign up with your email, Facebook, or whatever. So yeah, so all those are linked. That's crazy.
There's a lot of stuff that's linked.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that you can even, if you have an Apple device, you can log in with your Apple device. You can log in with your email. You can log in. I mean, the more you log in with things, the more access that you give. And so people don't think about that. I know I can't say that I've always thought about it. I know one of the things that I have done is I do read terms and agreements. It doesn't come right out and tell you that you say, y'all got me turning every darn thing off. Geez. It doesn't notify you when people always update their terms and agreements unless you go look for it. Just like on this one, it said that they updated their terms and agreements to reflect the name Meta officially on January 4th, I said 2022. So that's
But you
really
know,
recent.
and they do put it in a notification on your on Facebook. They will put it in your notifications, but they don't make it where you would see it, because it's not like, you know how your friends have you get a notification from your friends. It's not as evident. You would have to really like scroll. Oh, what's this, and click on it. They don't make it where you're like, hey, we're updating our shit. Excuse me, our stuff. Come read this. They don't do that.
Hmm. No, well, clearly I definitely missed it. And then when I saw that circulate on my TikTok, I was like, what oh, okay. And this morning I faced the ramifications. So I did look and see, how many how many times it was viewed and watched and all of those things. But I think internet security is internet security is internet security, whether you get banned off of something or kicked off of something. Because there are a lot of internet bullies out here. What I do hate is that they pick and choose what they want to be sensitive about and what they ban people for. Like Kendra, I can't imagine what you could have done to get in Facebook jail. I know a lot of people who have been in Facebook jail, for things that were minor, but yet there's still real things that are very insensitive, racial, and all of those things that are not banned. So, like Kendra put, that Facebook isn't even ran by people. Everything is being monitored by robots and machines. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm off my soapbox though.
It was so funny. I was reading something that said they asked you to verify that you're not a robot, but you're verifying that you're not a robot with a robot. It's true.
I've never thought about that.
What? Yeah. It's
Cortina,
so
just so you know, I see your mouth moving,
I
but
see
I don't.
it.
Okay.
I see it again. I'm talking, but I'm not talking. Yes, I was gonna say, like, our robot. They got these robots that can have sex and they having babies and stuff like that. So they're gonna be like, oh, I can authenticate myself. So I mean, yeah,
That's crazy.
very much so. Very much so. That's one thing I am afraid of. These robots.
What's that?
Like the ones that you see, like they study and they having like these facial cues and they follow what you do and they look super, super real. I ain't talking about like I am robot. No. Not the ones that look like machines. I'm talking about the one that can look like either one of us up here and you can't tell. It's not like mechanical kind of blinks. It's like
no, it is.
They're teaching them emotional.
They're giving them emotion. Yeah.
Like yeah, man.
Yeah, there was a couple of months ago we reported on this on the No Filter show where I can't remember the girl. It's a girl robot. I think she's like 4 years old, and she said she wants to have a baby. Yeah.
You go. They have the video where they created the robot, and she's having a full-fledged conversation, not stopping. Not you would think. I was like, what?
I thought I read where they destroyed one that was becoming too human.
Well, they're making too many of them.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I didn't hear that. Wow.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that. I mean, I don't believe half the stuff that come up on Facebook and all of that stuff because people or Instagram or the stories that I see, not without fact checking.
They're human.
Well, they're pushing for AI, artificial intelligence, and some of those they start one way and then they expect them to evolve naturally. That's the scary part that's probably why I don't want to watch that kind of thing take place because it's like, yeah, do that in another time where that's not going to matter because
you dead and gone to Jesus.
I know the generation of kids are going to have to deal with those type of things. I don't want to have to be facing off. Can you imagine? Look, Kendra, you said you felt like you ought to punch somebody who wished pregnancy on you, which goddamn, That's crazy.
That's why
But
she got put in
that face,
Facebook jail.
yeah, she got put in Facebook jail. But can you imagine fighting a robot? I mean, like, yeah, that's you just don't know. It's Cortina, you're saying that they're making robots that look just like us. Um, and I, you know what? They're coming out with robots and doing experiments on robots. Like they remember way back in the day when they were, when they raised a baby in a fake womb or whatever, or cloned the first cloned child, still alive, where they cloned someone. Yeah, it's crazy. She said I play dead. Yeah, they cloned a child. So, oh my God, I'm gonna have to look at that. Geeks for Geeks, 5 best humanoid robots in the world. Oh, so that's a real that's where you was talking about, Cortina, the humanoids. Right, okay, okay,
The mic muted again.
okay.
The-
You said they have a damn robot DJ. Let's see. I seen it. I seen the video today. Look, Butcher, they're gonna take your job. They have something, but you also look at Walmart and all in these other places where they have automatic checkers where, you know, I like going through them because sometimes I don't have any patience to wait in lines, but then the other half is like, I'm not getting paid to bag my own groceries.
well, last year I said, well, I'm waiting on Walmart and Publix to give me my W-2 because I worked. I always go through self-checkout and I don't put my time in, so they need to send me. I'm just waiting on it in the mail.
I'm slow. I'm so slow with that whole self-checkout. That just don't work for me. But
lines be too long.
I know they really do. I didn't even realize like we're almost at the end of our hour. I'm so thankful that all of you who tuned in. I hope you share this. The video will be up on our YouTube channel. What's up on the YouTube channel anyway at Herspiration Happy Hour. If you don't know where to find us, you can go to the website under our dawentertainment.com. Go to podcast or go to shows and then podcast. And it will, all the links to our YouTube, our YouTube, Facebook, and of course, you're here on Facebook, our Twitch account are all here. But when we talk about internet security, I wanted to have this conversation. And, first of all, also prayers go out to our guest that was supposed to be here tonight with us, AnneMarie Hayek. She ended up, not feeling very well and dealing with things where, the COVID stuff is all done. But I really wanted to have this conversation about internet security because of what happened to me. And I know that this video is out here circulating. And if you're a small business owner or a big business owner or whatever type of business owner or content creator, that disabling Facebook can have adverse penalties, because that's what I feel like. I'm being penalized to the way that you run and operate your business. So, just be safe out here. That's what I would say. You can follow me on all platforms. It's right here. IAMDRPGURLEY. Y'all follow me on TikTok. I'm having some fun. I'm telling you, my other social media, I'm like very personalized and all this, but it's all business. I just go up to TikTok and have some fun, and I'm learning it. So forgive me. I'm learning how to play on TikTok for a little bit. I don't have all day, and I commend anybody who can do it, but follow me. I'm a lot of fun.
Yeah, my TikTok is just for humor purposes. I mean, I talk about therapy stuff, but it's kind of funny. Yeah, I talk about like when people are like, "You're a therapist?" Yeah, you're a therapist. Yeah, I'm a therapist. Put some respect on my name and stuff like that. And,
Put some spec on it.
Y'all gotta watch it. I think I posted it on Instagram too, but I also have one where I'm talking about like the faces I make when I'm seeing a patient. My daughter calls them cringy, but I don't care. I'm just having fun. She was like, "Mom, that's so." Ugh. She was like, "You don't even do the graphics right." I don't care. So what? That's that's the satire in it, because it's not right, and that's the whole point. It's not like I'm trying to be super like, "Oh, we gotta be super fancy and you gotta do it the right way." Therapist of Instagram chat, trying to get it together.
Okay, that's what's up.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at The Girlfriend Therapist: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. and TikTok. Yeah.
Well, you
Louisa.
can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. There's nothing up yet. I'm gonna put something up there at the Blue Phoenix Hills.
I followed you today, and I was like,
I
dang, she ain't got no
saw.
TikTok.
No, I didn't do anything yet. I haven't done any. So I'm gonna probably go on there and just say, "Hey y'all," and go back off.
Oh, okay. It's Blue Phoenix. Okay, I gotta.
I don't really do. I mean, in the beginning, I'm always dancing with other people or whatever. But you all have that. I don't do choreography. I'm not saying that I can't dance. I just can't choreo. That too. But I'm gonna figure out how I can have more fun on on TikTok, because it is kind of a decompressor area where I don't have to be so professional. You can follow the show at DAW Entertainment on Instagram, and on Twitter at Herspiration HH, and on Facebook, of course, here at Herspiration Happy Hour. We are always so appreciative of you coming by and hanging out for a little bit. Again, if there's no other episode that you've had an opportunity to share this with your families, share this with people who are on the internet.
Please.
Go and read these terms and agreements that you are, on these sites that you really like to go to and frequent on social media, where you're spending your money. Check your internet security, because, I am seeing one too many pages being hacked. And I'm hoping I don't have no wood near me. I do. I'm going to knock on wood that I am never one of them, because you'd have to go through a whole lot just to even get to mine. I mean, also the other security thing, I know a lot of people try to have a lot of their passwords remain the same. If they remain the same, make them so long that and make them so random that they're not easy to to be figured out. That way that you stay extremely secure in your stuff. I know mine be super crazy. But these are just some great internet tips for you to be able to have. And so again, we appreciate
something like
you.
Karate chop on a grapevine on the other side of the street around the road 3 times.
You forgot. No, you forgot $.
Oh yeah, and exclamation mark.
Sign. All the little things in there.
And the first letter needs to be capitalized.
You know what? Make them capitalized, not capitalized, capital all through it. Waterfall that sucker. So just make sure. So she said my coworkers passed. You know what? If the fact that your coworkers passed, it was. She said it was. I hate my job 247. Yeah, that's definitely one. I would have put more capitalizations in there randomly to make it more secure, but it is what it is. And so look, we love that you all came and hung out. And here again, definitely share this episode to make sure that you can share how to be more secure online. And until next Wednesday, because we will be back. And hold on, let me see who the guest is for next Wednesday. We will have, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Mantecha Pounds. She will be our guest next week on Herspiration Happy Hour. So until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, have a great week. Cheers!